Hello and welcome back to Henry's Hideout, my backyard tiki bar. Today, I'm not ranking my rums from best to worst. Instead, I'm taking you across a personally curated shelf from bottles I mostly sip neat to the bottles I reach for when I'm mixing tiki cocktails for family and friends. And every single one of these bottles earns its spot in my mind for different reasons. So I'm gonna start from the sipping side of the shelf and we'll work our way through. Now, we're gonna start straight up with my very favorite sipping rum, El Dorado 15 year. Give it a quick swirl, and right off the nose, you get dark chocolate, coffee, you get a molassesy kind of burnt brown sugar aroma. There's even a little bit of raisin and kind of like a wood chip, like an oak thing going on the nose. So let's give it a sip. And it's just the smoothest brown sugar kind of treat that you can get with a sipping rum, in my opinion, so far of what I've tried. It's a classic Demerara rum from Guyana. And this is just the bottle I pour when I want to, sit back, relax, not have to think about making any cocktail, just straight up enjoy the rum without mixing anything in its raw form. This is the bottle that I reach for the most so far in my rum journey. Next up is a rum that is only a few days old to my collection, so it might have some internal hype from me because it's brand new and I always get excited about having a new rum. It's also new to the market. It is the Green Label Probitas rum, and it really just says Probitas blended rum from coffee still and pot still, a unique blended rum coming in at 57% ABV. So it is substantially stronger than the original white Probitas. Now, as you can see, I haven't really gotten far into sipping this. I've only poured it up twice, but in those 2 times I did pour it, I enjoyed myself heavily. It coming in at 57% ABV does not hinder its flavor profile at all. I don't think it's too hot, unlike some other rums when you try to sip them neat, Smith & Cross. But yeah, it's a collaboration between Foursquare in Barbados and Hampton Estate in Jamaica. Let's go ahead and sip it and see what we taste. Tropical fruit scents and a little bit of that ethanol. I'm getting banana mixing with pineapple here, but also that wood chippy kind of oak spice note is coming through. And it's got just enough of that Jamaican funk to let you know that Hampton had a part in this blend. I put this near the very top of my sipping list because it's just a rum that I really want to explore more of. I like the idea of a high quality Barbados rum blended with the Jamaican as like a daily sipper, or weekly if you don't have a problem. I would also like to try it in very rum forward cocktails, like a rum old fashioned maybe, because the Barbados brings that spice note that kind of is reminding me of a whiskey a little bit. But overall, very delicious. It is brand new. I found it at my local Total Wine a couple days ago. Go check your Total Wine for this product. Next up, we have Clement VSOP Martinique rum. Now, this rum's sentimental to me because when me and my fiance went on a very special trip, one of my favorite trips we've ever gone on, we went to the Humphreys Half Moon Inn in Shelter Island, like a beautiful tiki paradise. And I think we went around my birthday last year, and we went to a Total Wine out there, and they had Clement VSOP, and boy did I nerd out when I found this stuff there. I had always wanted to try this rum. I had heard amazing things, and by golly, it does not disappoint. On the nose, you get that fresh sugar cane, the grassiness, and if you've never tried an agricole rum, this is just a fantastic place to start because it combines the grassiness with the aged notes of like a whiskey so well that I feel like anybody can kind of get versed to this within the first couple sips. The grassiness turns into a subtle sweetness as soon as you sip it, and then you get the little like hint of the aged spice note as it goes down the throat. It's just delightful. And the grassy notes are kind of layered with vanilla and citrus, like maybe like an orange or grapefruit peel. And with the aging process really comes like that baking spice. It's elegant, it's balanced, and it is one of my favorite sipping rums, and it's my favorite hands down sipping agricole. Aged a minimum of 4 years in oak casks, it matures elegantly and draws its great complexity from the alternative use of virgin oak and bourbon barrels. There we go. I should just read the back of all these bottles. They'll probably be describing things better than I am here on the channel. Next up is another newcomer to my bar, something I've only sipped once before. And I almost didn't put this up on the shelf because I feel like it's repetitive, but I want to give this one a chance. This is Clement VO, aka the younger brother to the VSOP. So let's go ahead and do a direct comparison since I just had the VSOP. Ooh, right off the nose, it's reminding me more of my completely unaged Clement Blanc agricole. So it's a little brighter in the grass section. Whoa, a lot brighter. Definitely more of the fresh sugarcane character is shining through on this one. I could see this doing really well in a tea punch, which is pretty much neat. I mean, it's like no ice, and it's a couple drips of lime juice and like just a little bit of sugar in there. But I feel like the couple drips of acidity and the sugar would really play up that bright grassiness that I'm getting from this one. But it's great because the age is still there a little bit. I really feel like this rum, it's a straight up combination of these two rums. Like if you poured like half this, I feel like you'd get Clement VO. And this one's coming later on the list. Okay, keeping it going. Next, we got the Probitas White. If there's a bottle that I've bought the most of in my tiki journey, this one might take the cake. Because when I tell you, when everybody tells you, this is the best rum for daiquiris, it's true. And daiquiris are one of my top cocktails because they're 3 ingredients and I can make them and smash them all within the same minute. I mean, this bottle really has become like a modern classic in the tiki renaissance. It's of course blended from Foursquare and Hamden Estate. And this one, compared to the green label Probitas, it's just so clean and just still packed with that tropical flavor. Of course, this is my top daiquiri rum, but it's also just like a white rum that I would highly recommend if you're at all into tiki and you haven't heard of this stuff. Please go get it. It was at Starlight, a restaurant and bar in San Diego, where I asked the bartender if he'd ever heard of Probitas because he was making really killer tiki drinks, and he was even serving us little daiquiris, like he called them snackeries, for free, which was awesome. But I asked him if he ever heard of Probitas, and he said no, and I was like, dude, you're missing, I mean, you gotta go try this, because he was like priding himself on his daiquiris. So I was like, bro, go out there, get some Probitas White. Much like the green label, banana, pineapple, citrus. This is pretty much right in the middle of my shelf here. As you can see, and the spectrum goes from sipping to mixing. So this is a great middle ground. This could, I mean, I'm doing just fine sipping this, but my soul definitely wants it in a daiquiri. Next up is El Dorado 12. Now I'm not gonna talk your ear off about this one because this is essentially El Dorado 15, just a little less smooth. But do not get me wrong, this is literally one of the best values in Demerara rum, I believe. When doing a blind taste test between El Dorado 12, 15, and Hamilton 86, the El Dorado wins out every time. I've done it with multiple people, and the Hamilton 86 always comes in last. I know the Hamilton 86 is like a standard workhorse Demerara rum, and it does fine in cocktails, but for sipping neat, it does not hold a candle to El Dorado. Getting a caramely, like caramel covered raisin, I almost want to say. I guess it's kind of like the dried fruit thing coming through. Yep, and on the sip, you get all of those flavors, but you also get that oak taste. I keep calling it wood chip, but I know it's like an oak kind of thing. I am not a professional taster. I'm very new to tasting and things like that, so I'm trying to expand my palate vocab. I'm really just having fun out here, you know, trying to show you guys what rums I reach for the most. I think this rum is a little bit more versatile than the 15 at my bar, just because I feel less guilty about using this in cocktails than I do the 15. But the beauty of it is I'm equally comfortable sipping it as well as mixing it. It's also amazing in a Demerara dry float. A little bit of passion fruit, a little bit of maraschino liqueur. Perfect. All right, and I told you guys to be patient, we'd be getting to it. Here it is, the Clement Blanc. I would have told you for about a year, this is my favorite rum of all time. That was before I got introduced to the VSOPs, and this style of rum just aged a little bit, because this one is not aged at all. And man, does it smell like juicy banana lawn clippings in the best way possible. It's been a while since I've actually sipped this neat, so let's go ahead, pour it up. It's authentic Martinique agricole in its purest form, essentially. On the nose, I get the fresh cut grass, but I also get pepperiness, like some black pepper. And I don't know if I smell the citrus or if I'm just imagining this in a tea punch because I've made so many tea punches with this specific agricole. A fun thing I like to do when people come over is I like to make them, you know, all the done up elaborate cocktails with the pineapple juice and the coconut and, you know, just all of the fixins, right? And then at some point throughout the night, I like to strip them down and serve them a tea punch with this stuff. Just to show, again, I'm obsessed with this, the spectrum of what rum can do, you know, it can go from here to here, and it is the widest range of any spirit. And I truly believe that. But yeah, in my mind, this bottle exists for that experience, for the tea punch. Also, it makes a hell of a daiquiri. It's got a completely different personality from all my other rums, and I love it for that. Grassy goodness. I think if someone hasn't already done it, they should make a matcha-inspired cocktail based off of this rum. Maybe I'll do it. Okay, we are finally moving on to more of the right side of the spectrum. The rums, I think, really shine when you start mixing them. But honestly, I'd still sip these any day of the week. Appleton 8 Year. And if some of you guys are thinking, oh, why wouldn't he have chosen Appleton 12 Year? Has he not tried it yet? I have. I've gone through an entire bottle of Appleton 12. I really enjoyed it. But Appleton 8 for me takes the cake with the versatility. And honestly, I feel like it brings more of the Jamaican flavor that I want out of an Appleton rum. It's got such an orange zest, like vanilla thing going to it. And you know, maybe it's because the accents on this bottle are orange, but whenever I look at this, I think like, oh yeah, that's like my zesty orange Jamaican rum. And of course, the age brings out some of that toasted oak, the wood chip. And there's really beautiful baking spice essences. There's a baking spice essence in the... Anyway, what I'm trying to say is I think this is my favorite of all the Appleton rums, and I really enjoy making a Planter's Punch with Appleton 8. Next up, Worthy Park 109. All right, I'm a little scared to pour this one because, first of all, I'm almost out of it. Second off, it's well, it's 54%. I guess we've poured stronger rums already in the video, but I don't know. This one, man, it hits. I got this bottle about a month ago, and honestly, it has been like my tiki workhorse. I've just been going back to this bottle. Like I've been, you know, making cocktails that I usually make, and I'm thinking, oh my God, what if I put, you know, an ounce of Worthy Park here? Or like in the Garden of Funk, I put the float of Worthy Park 109. It's just like the deepest, darkest Jamaican rum that just adds so much. It's like what Karuba wants to be, I feel. It's 100% pot still Jamaican rum, and it comes in at 54.5% ABV. And it just has so much body and flavor, like it's ridiculous. Let's go ahead and give it a smell here. It's like smelling a stack of banana pancakes that have just been like sopped with maple syrup, like just completely soaked in. It's hot, it's pretty hot, honestly. But yeah, those tropical flavors of the overripe banana, pineapple, and a lot of a molasses kick to this one as well. And those beautiful warm baking spice notes. A lot of these rums, you know, you get a lot of the same flavors, but you get them in different intensities, which is really cool and also, unfortunately, hard for me to explain. So if you hear me saying the same kind of flavor ideas, I apologize, but each one of these truly is unique when you go to sip it yourself. Like I said, not a sommelier. I'm not, you know, is sommelier just for wine, or can it be like, can you be a rum sommelier? The questions I have at 10:45 in the morning in my backyard tiki bar. Anyways, this rum is perfect. I love it so much. I would use it in literally any tiki cocktail that calls for dark Jamaican rum. Worthy Park 109. Can't recommend it enough. Warm stack of banana pancakes coated in syrup. It's the best way I can describe this baby. 3 bottles left. Next up, we have Dr. Bird Jamaican rum. This stuff is a clear Jamaican rum, but I would still use it in a setting that calls for dark Jamaican rum. So there's no added color to this like I think there is in Worthy Park, but it is related because this is a Worthy Park estate rum, but it gets finished in a wine cask, a Moscatel cask finish. So on the nose, you definitely still get that overripe pineapple banana thing, but you can literally smell a little bit of like a wine thing going on as well. I mean, you could totally taste it. It really brings out like the stone fruit, dried fruit, like honey essence that I feel like some wines can have. And it just ends with like a nice floral sweetness. It's bold, it's different, and it's just like, it's a conversation starter at my bar for sure. Whenever I get anybody over here that is even somewhat versed in the rum world, I ask them if they've tried Dr. Bird, because that little wine cask finish is like such a fun little thing to notice. And as you can see, I totally forgot that I kind of put this on my mixing side. It's well into the mixing spectrum of things, but I mean, as you can see, I'm enjoying sipping it right now. This is a rum that I would use, honestly, like over, I don't know, like Smith & Cross or like a Hamilton Pot Still Black. The little extra hit of the wine cask at the end just brings something new to the conversation. It brings something new to the cocktail. Also, it's 100 proof, so if you're sipping it, if you're mixing it, you'll feel it pretty quick. All right, we're already getting down to my last couple bottles here. And of course, I had to choose Denizen Merchant Reserve 8-year as one of my top mixing rums here at my tiki bar. This bottle was literally created to recreate the flavor profile of a 1944 Mai Tai. So the first thing you need to do naturally when you get this bottle is make a Mai Tai with it, put 2 ounces of just this in your Mai Tai, just as like a baseline, and then go from there. It's a small batch blend of Jamaican and Martinique rum. It's pot stilled, slow fermented, and oak aged. It's like a chill, funky rum, man. Like the funk creeps up on you a little bit as you are sipping this, or as you're, sipping a Mai Tai with this in it. And honestly, if you're serious about, recreating these iconic drinks of the 30s and 40s and so on, this is a mandatory bottle for you to have. And it's just so fun to experiment with this bottle. I've also put this in Planters Punches and really been satisfied with it. Pound for pound, if you want to make a traditional Mai Tai and you're looking for one rum to do it with, this is the one. I mean, it's an undisputed fact. This is the rum you use if you want to recreate a 1944 Mai Tai with one bottle. Dr. Bird to me, I think is probably the funkiest pot still that I own. This is a chill pot still. This is just like, hey man, I'm here in the back, but I'm also here giving you like some nice aged flavors. And I'm just kind of showing you the ropes of what rum can be and what it used to be back in the day. It's a lovely bottle. And it's only like 28 bucks, so go to Total Wine, get this right now. And lastly, we have Wray & Nephew White Overproof Rum. I would be lying if I told you I was excited to sip this. That's why this is on the very far right end of my spectrum list here. This rum is truly a cocktail rum. I'm scared about this one, guys. So it is overproof. It's our strongest rum of the day. It's coming in at 63% ABV. A really great cocktail to make with this is a Ray and Ting, which is pretty much this and a grapefruit soda. The bitterness of the grapefruit soda works so well with this rum, which I'm about to smell and singe my nostrils on. Let's see. Yep. Wow. I mean, nose hairs are burning for sure. One of the most ethanol-y rums I've ever smelled. It gives you that same feeling of when you're smelling gas from the gas station. But it truly is the king of white overproof rums for mixing. It's an absolute icon in Jamaica. I think it's like the best selling rum in Jamaica if you look it up. And they don't really be making cocktails over there, so that goes to show you how crazy it is, man. Like, sipping this neat is crazy. And when I make a Ray and Ting, like, I do not put 2 ounces of this stuff. I put like half an ounce to an ounce, and it completely transforms the flavor of the grapefruit soda. See what we can taste here. Yeah. That is like the punchiest, like hottest. I want to call it like a banana flambe because I just picture bananas on fire when I drink this. If you just put the tiniest bit to your lips, man, like it can be enjoyable. Like just let your upper lip soak some of it in and then you can kind of like do that and then you can get a good flavor off of it. But I mean, it's fruity, it's funky. There's even a little bit of like a grassy thing to it. Totally not as much as any of the rum agricoles that I've shared with you today, but just a little hint of like a freshness that could be a little bit grassy at times. It's a super fun one to experiment with. Also, I use an ounce of this in my rum runner that I make, and it really kicks it up a notch to say the least. For the end of the video, let's take a swig of this, like a big swig. Oh yeah. Straight gasoline, man. And so guys, there it is. That's my current rum lineup from sipping to mixing And I don't want to get this confused. None of these rums are bad or better than the other. It's just I feel like I use them for different things. And of course, all of this can change because these are just the ones that I've experienced so far in my rum journey. Please comment down below what ones you've experienced in your rum journey, what ones you haven't, what ones you would add to this list. And I really just like the idea of the spectrum from mixing to sipping. So maybe in the comments, share your favorite sipping rum and your favorite mixing rum. And I hope you enjoyed today's video. I know we didn't make a cocktail today, but sometimes I'd like to take a step back and just really kind of try to improve my palate and my tasting notes. I know I'm not the best at it, but it's fun for me to try and tackle nonetheless. We will be back in a few days with a new cocktail video. Do not doubt that. Thank you guys for tuning in and see you next time. Aloha, cheers.